Communication is the cornerstone of human connection, shaping the fabric of our relationships and influencing our interactions with others. However, amidst the vast array of words at our disposal, there are certain phrases that have the potential to inflict deep wounds, sow discord, and damage bonds beyond repair. In this episode, we explore 9 such phrases that should never be uttered to anyone, delving into the reasons behind their harmful impact and offering insights into alternative approaches to communication. From subtle microaggressions to overt insults, these phrases have the power to undermine trust, invalidate emotions, and erode self-esteem. By examining the underlying implications of each phrase, we gain a deeper understanding of the importance of mindful communication and the profound impact our words can have on those around us. Join us as we navigate the delicate terrain of interpersonal communication, uncovering the hidden pitfalls and exploring strategies for fostering empathy, respect, and understanding in our interactions with others. Let us embark on this journey together, armed with the knowledge and awareness needed to cultivate healthier, more meaningful connections in our lives. Chapter 1. You're too sensitive. The phrase "you're too sensitive" is often wielded as a dismissive response to someone expressing their emotions or vulnerabilities. While it may be intended to downplay the significance of the other person's feelings, it can have deeply hurtful implications. When someone is told they are too sensitive, it invalidates their emotions and implies that their reactions are unwarranted or exaggerated. This can leave them feeling misunderstood, ashamed, and hesitant to express themselves in the future. Moreover, it perpetuates the harmful notion that certain emotions are undesirable or invalid, contributing to a culture of emotional suppression and detachment. In reality, sensitivity is not a weakness, but a sign of emotional intelligence and empathy. Each individual experiences the world through their own unique lens, shaped by their past experiences, beliefs, and values. By dismissing someone's sensitivity, we overlook the richness and complexity of their emotional landscape, denying them the opportunity for validation and connection. Instead of brushing off someone's feelings with the phrase "you're too sensitive," we can strive to cultivate empathy and understanding. This involves actively listening to the other person's perspective, acknowledging their emotions without judgment, and validating their experiences. By creating a safe space for open and honest communication, we can foster deeper connections and cultivate mutual respect in our relationships. Chapter 2. You should just get over it. The complexity of emotional healing. The seemingly innocuous phrase, "you should just get over it," carries profound implications for how we perceive and approach emotional healing. It reflects a common misconception that overcoming emotional challenges is a simple and straightforward process, akin to flicking a switch or turning a page. However, the reality is far more nuanced and complex. Emotions are deeply intertwined with our thoughts, memories, and experiences, shaping our perceptions of ourselves and the world around us. When we face difficult situations or traumatic events, our emotional responses are often multifaceted and deeply ingrained, stemming from a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. Telling someone to just get over it fails to recognize the depth and complexity of their emotional experience. It overlooks the lingering impact of past traumas, the persistence of ingrained thought patterns, and the influence of external stressors on emotional well-being. It implies that emotional healing should be swift and linear, ignoring the inherent variability and unpredictability of the healing process. Moreover, the phrase "you should just get over it" carries undertones of judgment and dismissal, suggesting that the person's struggles are insignificant or unworthy of attention. This can exacerbate feelings of shame, guilt, and isolation, further hindering the individual's ability to process and cope with their emotions effectively. In reality, healing from emotional wounds is a deeply personal and individualized journey, characterized by ups and downs, progress and setbacks. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to confront and process difficult emotions. It may involve seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or mental health professionals, as well as engaging in self-care practices such as mindfulness, journaling, or creative expression. By acknowledging the complexity of emotional healing and offering genuine support and understanding, we can create a more compassionate and inclusive environment for those navigating difficult emotions. Instead of urging others to just get over it, let us listen with empathy, validate their feelings, and provide unconditional support as they embark on their journey toward healing and resilience. Chapter 3: You're Too Sensitive, the Importance of Validating Emotions. The phrase "you're too sensitive" is often wielded as a dismissive brush-off, intended to minimize or invalidate someone's emotional responses. It suggests that the individual's feelings are disproportionate or unwarranted, implying that they should toughen up or develop thicker skin. However, this type of response fails to recognize the inherent subjectivity of emotions and overlooks the importance of validation in interpersonal communication. Emotions are deeply personal and subjective experiences, shaped by our unique perspectives, past experiences, and individual sensitivities. What may seem trivial or insignificant to one person can evoke intense emotional reactions in another. Therefore, labeling someone as too sensitive overlooks the diversity and complexity of human emotional experiences, imposing arbitrary standards of acceptability and invalidating the individual's lived reality. Furthermore, dismissing someone's emotions as too sensitive can have detrimental effects on their mental and emotional well-being. It sends the message that their feelings are not valid or worthy of consideration, eroding their sense of self-worth and fostering feelings of shame or inadequacy. This can lead to a reluctance to express emotions openly, hindering authentic communication and deepening interpersonal disconnect. In contrast, validating someone's emotions involves acknowledging and accepting their feelings without judgment or criticism. It communicates empathy, understanding, and respect for the individual's subjective experience, fostering a sense of validation and validation. Validation does not necessarily mean agreeing with or condoning the emotions expressed, but rather affirming the individual's right to feel and express themselves authentically. By validating someone's emotions, we create a safe and supportive space for open and honest communication. We signal that their feelings are seen, heard, and respected, strengthening trust and deepening emotional connections. This lays the foundation for meaningful relationships built on mutual respect, empathy, and understanding. In summary, the phrase "you're too sensitive" undermines the importance of validating emotions in interpersonal communication. Instead of dismissing or minimizing someone's feelings, let us strive to validate and affirm their emotional experiences, fostering empathy, connection, and mutual respect in our interactions with others. Chapter 5: You're Overreacting, Recognizing Individual Responses. The phrase "you're overreacting" is often used to dismiss or invalidate someone's emotional response to a situation. It implies that the intensity or magnitude of their reaction is disproportionate to the perceived significance of the event. However, labeling someone as overreacting fails to recognize the individual differences in emotional sensitivity and the subjective nature of emotional experiences. Emotional reactions vary widely from person to person and are influenced by a multitude of factors, including past experiences, temperament, and personal beliefs. What may seem like a minor inconvenience to one individual could evoke intense emotions in another due to their unique perspective and emotional sensitivities. Therefore, it is essential to acknowledge and respect the diversity of emotional responses and refrain from imposing judgment or criticism based on one's own subjective standards. Moreover, the notion of overreacting suggests that there is a universally acceptable threshold for emotional expression, which is both unrealistic and invalidating. It overlooks the complexity of human emotions and fails to account for the individual's internal state and context. What may appear as an overreaction to an outsider may be a genuine and valid response based on the individual's internal struggles, fears, or past traumas. Additionally, labeling someone as overreacting can be harmful and dismissive, contributing to feelings of shame, embarrassment, or self-doubt. It invalidates the individual's emotional experience and undermines their sense of autonomy and agency. Instead of fostering understanding and support, it creates distance and misunderstanding, hindering effective communication and emotional connection. Instead of dismissing someone's emotions as overreacting, it is essential to approach their feelings with empathy, compassion, and curiosity. Validate their emotional experience by acknowledging the validity of their feelings and expressing empathy for their struggles. Seek to understand the underlying reasons for their reaction and offer support and encouragement without judgment or criticism. By acknowledging and accepting the diversity of emotional responses, we create a more inclusive and supportive environment where individuals feel seen, heard, and valued. Let us refrain from labeling others as overreacting and instead embrace the complexity and richness of human emotions, fostering empathy, understanding, and connection in our interactions with others. Chapter 6: It's Not That Big of a Deal, Validating Individual Perspectives. The phrase "it's not that big of a deal" is often used to downplay the significance or impact of a situation or event. While the intention may be to offer reassurance or perspective, it can inadvertently invalidate the individual's emotions and minimize their experience. In reality, what may seem trivial to one person could be deeply meaningful or distressing to another, highlighting the importance of validating individual perspectives. Each person navigates life with a unique set of experiences, beliefs, and values that shape their perception of the world. What may appear insignificant to one individual may hold great significance to another based on their personal history, cultural background, or emotional sensitivities. Therefore, dismissing someone's concerns as not that big of a deal fails to recognize the subjective nature of human experience and the diversity of perspectives. Moreover, the phrase "it's not that big of a deal" can be dismissive and invalidating, suggesting that the individual's feelings are unwarranted or exaggerated. This can lead to feelings of frustration, resentment, or isolation, as the individual's emotional experience is not acknowledged or valued. Instead of fostering understanding and support, it creates distance and misunderstanding, hindering effective communication and emotional connection. Instead of minimizing someone's feelings, it is essential to validate their experience and perspective. Acknowledge the validity of their emotions and express empathy and understanding for their struggles. Avoid comparing their experience to others or imposing your own standards of significance. Instead, listen actively, validate their feelings, and offer support and encouragement without judgment or criticism. By validating individual perspectives and experiences, we create a more inclusive and supportive environment where individuals feel seen, heard, and valued. Let us refrain from dismissing others' concerns as not that big of a deal and instead embrace the diversity of human experiences, fostering empathy, understanding, and connection in our interactions with others. Chapter 7: You're Overreacting, Recognizing and Respecting Emotional Responses. The phrase "you're overreacting" is often used to dismiss or invalidate someone's emotional response to a situation. Whether it's a minor inconvenience or a significant challenge, individuals react to events based on their unique perspectives, past experiences, and emotional sensitivities. Dismissing their reactions as excessive or unwarranted undermines their feelings and can strain relationships. In this chapter, we explore the importance of recognizing and respecting emotional responses. Emotions play a crucial role in human experience, serving as signals that alert us to our needs, desires, and boundaries. What may seem like an overreaction to one person could be a genuine expression of pain, fear, or frustration for another. By acknowledging and validating these emotions, we demonstrate empathy and understanding, fostering trust and connection in our relationships. When we dismiss someone's emotional response as overreacting, we invalidate their feelings and imply that they are unjustified or irrational. This can lead to feelings of shame, embarrassment, or self-doubt, as the individual's emotional experience is called into question. Instead of offering support and validation, we create barriers to open communication and mutual understanding. Furthermore, labeling someone as overreacting overlooks the complex interplay of factors that contribute to their emotional response. Past experiences, cultural background, personality traits, and current circumstances all shape how individuals perceive and react to events. By acknowledging these factors, we can better understand and empathize with their emotional experience. Instead of dismissing someone's emotions, it is essential to listen actively, validate their feelings, and offer support and understanding. Empathize with their perspective, even if you may not fully understand or agree with it. Avoid judgment or criticism, and refrain from comparing their reactions to your own or others. Instead, create a safe space for open dialogue and mutual respect. By recognizing and respecting emotional responses, we foster deeper connections and create a more supportive and empathetic community. Let us refrain from labeling others as overreacting and instead embrace the richness and diversity of human emotions, honoring each individual's unique experiences and perspectives. Chapter 8. It's not that big of a deal, understanding the impact of minimizing statements. It's not that big of a deal. These seemingly innocuous words hold within them the power to diminish the validity of another person's emotions and experiences. In this chapter, we explore the profound effects of minimizing statements and the importance of fostering empathy and understanding in our interactions with others. Minimizing statements often arise in conversations where one individual attempts to offer reassurance or perspective to another who is expressing distress or discomfort. However, despite the well-meaning intention behind these words, their impact can be far from comforting. When we tell someone that their feelings or experiences are not that big of a deal, we unintentionally invalidate their emotions and diminish the significance of their struggles. The danger of minimizing statements lies in their ability to undermine the individual's sense of self-worth and agency. By dismissing their feelings as inconsequential, we send the message that their experiences are not worthy of acknowledgement or validation. This can lead to feelings of isolation and alienation, as the individual may internalize the belief that their emotions are unwarranted or abnormal. Furthermore, minimizing statements can perpetuate a culture of emotional suppression, where individuals feel pressure to suppress or downplay their feelings in order to conform to societal expectations of stoicism and resilience. This can have detrimental effects on mental health, as unaddressed emotions are often internalized and manifest in more insidious ways, such as anxiety, depression, or low self-esteem. To counteract the harmful effects of minimizing statements, it is essential to cultivate a culture of empathy and validation in our relationships and interactions. Instead of dismissing someone's feelings, we can practice active listening and validate their experiences by acknowledging the validity of their emotions and offering support and understanding. Validating someone's feelings does not require us to agree with their perspective or experiences. It simply involves acknowledging the reality of their emotions and demonstrating empathy and compassion. By creating a safe and supportive environment where individuals feel heard and understood, we can foster healthier and more meaningful connections with those around us. In conclusion, minimizing statements have the potential to undermine the emotional well-being of others and perpetuate a culture of emotional invalidation. By recognizing the impact of these words and practicing empathy and validation in our interactions, we can create a more supportive and compassionate world where everyone's emotions are acknowledged and respected. Chapter 9. You're overreacting, the harmful effects of dismissing emotions. You're overreacting. These four words have the power to belittle, invalidate, and dismiss the very real emotions and experiences of another person. In this chapter, we delve into the damaging effects of dismissing emotions and explore healthier ways to respond to the feelings of others. When we tell someone that they are overreacting, we are essentially discounting the validity of their emotions and experiences. By implying that their reaction is disproportionate or unwarranted, we undermine their sense of agency and autonomy, leaving them feeling misunderstood and invalidated. Dismissing emotions in this way can have profound effects on an individual's mental and emotional well-being. It sends the message that their feelings are not legitimate or deserving of attention, leading to feelings of shame, self-doubt, and inadequacy. Over time, repeated dismissals can erode self-esteem and contribute to the development of anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Furthermore, dismissing emotions can damage relationships and hinder effective communication. When individuals feel that their emotions are not valued or respected, they may become reluctant to express themselves openly, leading to a breakdown in trust and intimacy. This can create a cycle of emotional suppression and conflict, further exacerbating feelings of isolation and disconnection. To avoid the harmful effects of dismissing emotions, it is essential to practice empathy, validation, and active listening in our interactions with others. Instead of minimizing or invalidating someone's feelings, we can offer support and understanding by acknowledging the validity of their emotions and expressing empathy for their experiences. One way to validate someone's emotions is to use reflective listening techniques, such as paraphrasing their words and reflecting back their feelings. This demonstrates that we are actively engaged in the conversation and genuinely interested in understanding their perspective. Additionally, we can offer words of affirmation and encouragement, letting the individual know that their feelings are valid and worthy of attention. In conclusion, dismissing emotions can have damaging effects on individuals' mental health and relationships. By practicing empathy, validation, and active listening, we can create a more supportive and compassionate environment where everyone's emotions are acknowledged and respected. In conclusion, the significance of our words in shaping the dynamics of our relationships cannot be overstated. Each conversation, whether casual or profound, offers an opportunity to either strengthen or weaken the bonds we share with others. It's crucial to recognize that what we say and how we say it can have a lasting impact, often far beyond the immediate moment. By understanding the 9 things we should never say to anyone, we equip ourselves with the knowledge to navigate conversations with greater sensitivity and empathy. Through mindful communication, we can foster deeper connections, build trust, and promote understanding in our interactions with others. Moreover, the awareness of these verbal pitfalls empowers us to cultivate environments of respect, kindness, and support in both personal and professional settings. By avoiding hurtful language and instead choosing words that uplift and affirm, we contribute to the creation of spaces where individuals feel valued, heard, and respected. Ultimately, the journey toward mastering the art of communication is ongoing. It requires continual self-reflection, a willingness to learn from mistakes, and a commitment to growth. As we strive to become more intentional and compassionate communicators, may we always remember the transformative power of our words to shape the world around us for the better.